Hello, everyone. Welcome to today's Cashflow Digital, sponsored by ODYS. Mike's hands
stuck.
Yeah. Sponsored by ODYS. If you're interested in age domain names, starting out your affiliate journey, check out ODYS. The link is below, and you can get yourself $100 sign-up fee just for having a look about the marketplace. So check them out, guys. But we are
that test I'm running.
I got a question for you.
Is doing well.
Go for it.
What question?
Is doing well. I love what's going on now with SEO. But my question is, LinkedIn offer courses.
We can't hear anything you're saying, Mike. I can't.
I can't. It's like a robot.
Can you
I'm
now?
going to translate.
You're good. You're better now. Yeah. What was the question?
I just decided to take the microphone out of the drawer.
No, it's not
audio.
That. It's the internet speed.
Yeah, it's like a robot talking.
Yeah. It's going to be a bitch because I don't have internet.
Yeah.
I'm just here. Let's
Just
see. Let's see if
drive
I
around
can
again.
this up.
What was the question though?
I might end up. Does LinkedIn have fucking courses?
Does
LinkedIn themselves or courses about LinkedIn?
Yeah, like I just saw an article. I guess I'm out of date. It says LinkedIn 20 most popular courses are now free for now. I didn't know they taught shit.
Nah.
It would make sense.
I mean, I've seen people selling LinkedIn training, but
I guess they have fucking courses.
It makes more sense for them to do courses on business-related items than it does for fucking Google to be doing project management and crap, in my opinion. But
so here we are.
Yeah.
Someone making a burrito?
It's my place. I'm in the office. Someone's come in the front door. So
it sounds like your burrito's done in the microwave.
But yeah,
it's shit like Excel and interpersonal communication.
That makes sense. Well, it's owned by Microsoft, so.
And it's a bunch of different people, so I wonder if it's people offering this or them. I didn't have a clue that they did that, dude, at all.
Nah.
That's cool.
And
Excel would be handy.
Dude.
What you got? McDonald's?
Yeah.
They have McDonald's over there? I thought they shut those down in Russia.
In Russia?
I thought that's where you're going. Vladimir.
But
I saw that Putin said that U.S. is the reason that the war is going on so long over there. He's like, it should have been over by now, but U.S. keeps fucking with it and extending the war.
I dropped the link for you, Craig, to put into the fucking chat for that shit. People. There's some cool shit there. It looks like. I mean, if you're sitting down doing nothing for a freaking 20 minutes, it might be worth reading something.
You know what course I need to go through?
Sexy boy.
Yeah.
Well, I wrote that one. Python.
Yeah, you do.
He that does our bots. He sent me a thing. Because I was asking him, can you do an indexing bot? We were working it out, and he's like, well, you can do it with this. I was like, I don't fucking know Python. He's like, it's really easy. I was like, for you, not me.
AdverTools is mad. There's a lot of fucking amazing.
Yeah, I think that's what it was based on.
Probably was. Yeah.
It pulled in the sitemap and did a bunch of other shit. So
AdverTools, you can write pretty much anything out there that's already out there. You can write with that. And
I've been dicking with some stuff. I found one that works relatively well with Google, and I'm testing a few others.
What are you indexing, bro?
Mass page.
Oh, come on.
That one site that we've talked about, that's Rehab, that makes anywhere from 500 to 1,000. I ran a crawl. So I've done 2,000 SERP Shaker pages on that, around 2003, something like that. 1679 were not indexed out of the
what's interesting about that site is that when I watch it, it rotates the indexed set, like the set in the index, like, so it's crawled and it's in there, and they'll rotate pages in and out, because and it's very interesting to watch traffic coming on pages that appear to not be in the index. It's very interesting.
And I finally ran it through GSC and shit, and it gets traffic and clicks every fucking day. It's crazy. I spent probably 30 minutes to an hour crafting those pages and shitting them out. So I'm working on it. I've got it down to, I think, 1,500 or so that are non-indexed. So it's in about a week, an improvement of 100 plus pages. So we'll see if we can. I'm still dripping shit out. We'll see if we can get that down further.
The site, I mean, realistically, as long as the traffic comes in, the experiment's all well and good, but profit on a site with that much shit out of the index is okay with me.
Yeah, my thought was, though, is I don't have to go set up another site. If I can focus on this one and focus on the indexing, I can take that 500 to 1,000 to maybe, 1,500 to 2,000 or something like that. So
no, absolutely.
Incremental improvements is what I was looking. Look at the tools you have, the resources you have, and optimize those as opposed to going after something else.
I was looking at salaries for this teacher assistants out here where I'm at, where my kids go to school, and your website is making their monthly salary almost already, bro. I don't understand it. It's like, I don't get it. I really don't, man. It's kind of
that's why there's a worker shortage at the moment, because people have options.
Oh yeah, no one wants to work.
You can put teacher work plans together and sell them online and shit. And other teachers, like teachers.
Yeah, Chase's AI course with a teacher work plan and start pumping out TikTok shit and stuff like that and pulling shit, dude. It just does happen that way.
Yeah. And all those teacher, for teacher by teacher or something like that. Those are, I mean, I'm sure you could game the algorithm pretty heavily on those. Teachers thought that way. So it's always something.
I've been playing with YouTube Shorts, bro, in the pro way they latched profiles. And
those piss me off because I was looking at how to do a knot, and you can't like restart them or go back. You've got to go all the way through the short and then watch it again. So anyway, it can be very annoying.
But I have these shorts that I just pumping out, and they're in these are meme spaces, of course, but the profile hits for like brand new accounts, dude, like you'll toss them out and you'll pull like a few thousand natural views in the first fucking 12 hours, dude. Like it's fucking crazy, dude. That one that I sent you, that's it, dude, was why that black dude, the dancing black dude. I think like that's why I started playing with it, because I noticed the spike coming through, and I was like, dude, this thing is like literally published nowhere, dude. So it's pulling 100% based on the profile, right? I don't do enough in YouTube right now to really care too much. Like,
is there a way to monetize the shorts, or is it just brand building type shit?
Well, it's brand building, but that's me pulling in and doing it. Like if you pay attention to what Chase has been doing with TikTok, like that's how he's killing this thing. This AI course is selling very well for him. Well, he released the training that was TikTok shit, and no one paid attention, right?
Yeah.
And nobody bought it because they want the AI buzzword is why. But that TikTok thing is a fucking
AI and automation always sells. Yeah.
Well, yeah, and especially when the AI we talk about is not fucking AI, it's straight up not AI. It's like automation. It's fucking scripting.
Automation at best.
And that's okay. There's nothing wrong with it, but
semi-automation would be more like it for most of the
time. Well, then that's the whole thing about 2.0. Like when you market a number that's a higher number or a version number than something else, when you use a buzzword like AI or something in certain markets, it's going to tear it up, dude. Like white hat AI, like white hat automation, that adds a lot of meaning to automation versus mass page. It's a huge different market with a lot broader appeal, right? Same fucking thing. But
I think mass page, as long as you're not cloaking, should be considered white hat, because I'm not.
It is white hat.
To that shit.
Like Google is a mass page site, dude.
Yeah.
My phone.
Mass page is white hat. Put that as the title, Craig.
Mass page white hat. No, but realistically, Google auto generates dynamic pages based on what the user is doing. They're essentially cloaking. they're delivering a personalized experience to a user. Like that's straight up the definition of what cloaking is. I mean, you can color it however you want. And it's kind of like what we, when we talked about the black hat stuff a year and a half ago, that kind of ethical line that you either cross or you don't cross kind of puts you in one camp.
Moral compass. Yeah.
That moral compass that is broken and spins around like this for Brad. He doesn't know where to go.
It's like in Stranger Things, someone's fucking with my moral compass all the time. Like a false north.
The upside down, baby.
Yeah. What up, man?
It's
pretty solid. A lot of like, especially coming into it with knowledge outside of what he covers is pretty. Like, you can get some nuggets out of it. So
yeah, to me makes it worth it. Definitely a put together thing. It reminds me of a lot of like the One Ring type stuff and like that kind of thing. Feed driven type stuff, automation through that kind of thing. Like I'm
trying to get a feed driven site, see if it'll get approved for AdSense right now.
Right on. That's why you want to focus on indexation, bro. Is that way you don't have to fucking play the game. If you can get a single account going with fucking like a vertical payout instead of a horizontal payout across many.
Yeah, I'm building a new HTML mass page builder right now too. But it's simple, like nothing compared to like what's out there right now. But I don't want to fucking go through and learn everything. Like I don't want to learn a new mass page builder. I want to put the theme together with my short codes and hit go.
It can be much faster doing it the way you're doing it. It takes more setup, but at the end of the day, you can plug that into a lot of shit.
Yeah. So
that's like go ahead.
I was going to say sometimes the old ones are the best. That's on that straight. Like so many people seem to want to look for something different, but
I just needed an HTML solution because I've got all these fucking like I'm looking at like current assets, right? And how can I optimize them? And most of them aren't optimized at all. They're just like individual. Like say you have a GMB and you just have like a single HTML lander, which is most of my GMBs at most. How can I optimize those? Okay, I'm going to go in and I'm going to generate this many, like the surrounding areas for the GMB location. And I'm going to create a page for each of those, shit them out. Like I'm not going to go through and do that by hand, honestly. So I'll create something that shits them out, points back to the primary page, and then work on indexation. So
first mass page, my first.
What's that?
Sorry, I thought you were done.
If I'm adding multiple pages to all of these 2 or 3 page sites that I've got sitting out there, then that'll accumulate over time. So it's just giving everyone, a glimpse into what I've been working on.
The first thing I used was like literally offline WordPress installs with FTP bots and caching, and just like generate the shit offline, and then it turned into HTML and pushed it where I wanted it to go as HTML. Like you can do it. There's many creative ways to do it. So doing it, you don't have to go pay for something for sure.
Oh, I'm paying someone to build it, but yeah.
Well, no, you pay for it, but I'm saying you don't have to go buy something retail.
Yeah, I can't do that shit. I'm not smart enough. Most of the time, it doesn't do what you want either, and it's way overcomplicated, and it fucking chokes up. And yeah, I want.
It takes much longer to implement when something can be super fast too.
Yeah, speed is good. Yeah, spit it out, upload it, done.
Like I was just feeding so we would feed the shit from like the publisher sites into my WordPress stuff, and it would just mash posts up and then spit out the cached HTML, and then the FTP bought that shit to a server. And now you have a site that's promoting other sites and has other advertising and makes money, right? And so, but that's quick, dude. That's just feed driven, dude. Like, so it just, instead of having to go set shit up, like you're doing it. The whole point to me, if you want to automate like this, is you do it one time and feed it down. It's a waterfall, you got to drive it from the top, not from the bottom. But
I like driving it from the bottom.
I know you do.
I bet you do.
Bossy bottom.
See little bottom.
That Brad is a bottom.
What do you do? What do you use to scrape content, Mike?
I like if I'm going to use like a piece of software, I like Octoparser.
Yeah. I've got one that
Scrape
I like.
off.
It's not necessarily what he's looking for, but it's a pretty cool tool to. I got way too many tabs open.
Google.
Scrapestorm.
How do I just
Scrape
show
Storm
my
Google? I never
desktop?
used it.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Here we go. We're getting close, fellas.
Craig, Scrape Storm is good or what?
I think it's all right.
What's it scrape? Everything or what?
Everything in its granny. Nothing's going to beat Scrapebox though.
I agree.
Yeah.
Scrapebox
Can
is
you
the-
scrape articles with Scrapebox?
Yeah.
Oh, well, then go with
Scrape
that.
whatever the hell you want, dude.
Yeah. ParseHub is good. If you want to scrape like data off a website, addresses, anything like that, ParseHub is pretty solid.
A parser is super solid. A parser is a super solid, like scriptable scraper. I like Octoparse. Scriptable scraper. They have like modules, but you can write your own shit. But I like Octoparse and shit like that because you basically can macro scrape anything you want to scrape.
Mike, I've got a question because I've never used Octoparse and I've just looked at it based on what you've said. Obviously, it's got its IP rotation and it's got some automatic export. Is that shit worth looking at, or is it just bullshit?
So you can scrape locally on your desktop and deal with IPs, or you can scrape in the cloud with it. And that's what I like about it, is that you just can literally set it to scrape in the cloud and just not worry about your proxies and shit, dude. I am a lazy motherfucker. I don't want to pay for proxies. I don't want to deal with them. Are they live? What fucking port is it? Blah, blah, blah. That was like a long time ago for me. So if I want to scrape something, I just want to go in and fucking scrape something. So that's why I like them. I like their cloud-based ability.
It's I think it's a good option. I've never heard of that particular one, but I think that's a great option for people.
They've been around for a while. It's pretty cheap. Their template marketplace and their templates are pretty default, and then you can just automate them, just like Xenoposter or Ubot was and all that shit. You know, it's not an SEO tool. You know, it wasn't made for it, but it's just a data tool.
But I think, obviously, data, whatever you want to fucking call it, is a big thing.
That's why they call it big data.
And so, no, that's a good one. I'm potentially going to have a look.
Check out A Parser, dude. A Parser. It's a really good one, actually. It's made for more for like internet marketing as well, but let me find where he put it. A Parser. It's a-parser.net. It's Russian, but they have in English. Yeah. It's if you go to en.a-parser.com, that's the one. It's a freaking solid parser.
Is that price a one-off?
I think that's a yearly support license.
Oh, 6 months. 6 months is like $299.
Yeah, something like that. But I like anything that you can do. Like they come with their own parsers, but they also like when you need to be able to customize something. In my opinion, you want to be able to customize it. So either if you're not scripting, then like with a script language, then you should be using something that has like programmatical ability or scripting ability in there, or macro at least.
It's got fucking like all the parsers on there. It's got like a SERP stat, like parsing the SERP stat data by keyword or domains and links. So it's got some quite cool stuff in here.
Yeah, it does. They've been around for a long freaking time, dude, and I mean, there's group scrapers. Like you can scrape Telegram. There's a lot of stuff you can do with it, you know. So yeah, it's a good one. And so Flavia said that she's looking to just get the data out of Google for the first 50 pages. And for me, like anything that has a parser, like that Octoparse, like has its own parser for Google. Like
I would like a parser does too, parse Google search results.
Just write it, have it written in Python. Honestly, go get AdverTools and just have it written for like $10 or something, and just have a simple form submit. like just submit the keyword and then have it spit out a fucking CSV for you, and it will cost you nothing to get it done, and you'll never pay for it again until you need to update it, but so you'll pay for it a lot. But yeah, as long as you can get it written cheaply, go ahead. Put my foot in my mouth right there. Pay for it in a different way.
But guys, keep your questions coming
or I will pull shit out of my ass.
And we don't want that. We're full.
No, you don't.
Speaking of that.
Oh, this is a good one. I'm not going to read the article, but I like it.
What do you like?
Yes. No, I'm listening to you, buddy. I like you better than Adam.
Yeah, I might be getting into your niche, Mike. Fucking guess what I've been watching on YouTube, like nonstop recently.
Huh?
Guess what I've been watching on YouTube nonstop? Bushcraft shit. Because Spencer wanted me to build him a treehouse, so I'm looking it up. Like I didn't want to buy all the 2x4s and crap. Yeah, so I'm building like it's got like the trees. It's got 3 trees, so I'm building the one where you put the 2 logs and then the for the base. So I was like, that's good. So I'm learning all these knots and dumb shit. Yeah.
Dude, I've done all that shit. I looked at all my bushcraft network stuff and I let all of it go pretty much. But I had shit going like all over.
I let so much fucking rehab shit go over the years. It's crazy. Should have just kept it.
I know, dude. I was looking for domains and sites to push. Like I'm gonna go push this and make some money there. And it's like gone, dude. Like,
yeah.
Fuck, man.
Well, Namekeep's bad about like you've got them on auto buy or auto renew, and then it won't fucking renew. You'll go in there and it'll be gone.
Yeah, it's annoying, dude. They sell them out from under you, it feels like, but
yeah. I had to go buy mine back one time for like $300.
Exactly. I had to do that for some interior design shit years ago. But so this is a good question. How can we improve rankings for older content?
Go in and
reoptimize,
clean it up, add to it, add videos, like whatever.
Add internal linking.
Yeah. I think that also ties in with.
They're saying so improving rankings is what they say step by step. Here we go. They say here. There we go. Do we have competing pages in those positions? So they're checking for cannibalization is what that is. They start to address, do we explain the concept? That's topic. Is the article as good as it could be? Is kind of like, whatever, dude. That's more topic, right? Is it formatted correctly and could it use some bulking up? Is the HTML broken? Can you guys hear me or am I gone?
No, you're good.
So he says, is it formatted correctly? Could it use some bulking up? To me, that's topic and like just making sure the text's all good. And then they start looking at page speed and core web vitals. They finally get to build some internal links. And that's what they got.
At the end of the day, on a website, here's the thing. So many people will get obsessed with adding more content, like 50 articles a month or whatever the fuck it is. Now, in any website, I've said it a million times, you're going to have a much smaller amount of pages that actually bring you traffic. Why do you not go and improve those pages rather than just consistently writing shit after shit after shit after shit? If you get 6 pages in your website that really work, double down on those pages, add to them, improve them, work on the CRO, all of the kind of stuff. You know, you make sure that page performs to the best of your ability. It's not always about adding more crappy content than targeting keywords that are not likely to convert.
It depends on like if you're just pumping out page after page too. Are you pumping them out in a fashion that's going to actually help the other pages on your site too? You know, are you clustering it properly? If you're just throwing out random ass keywords that are not well thought out, then it's really going to hinder your site as opposed to help it.
A waste of everyone's time, really. And that's what I see with many people. You look at their kind of content plan or whatever, and one, you'll say no one's doing topical clustering properly, but two, people are just shitting out content to make themselves look busy. Because
and it looks good in the impression count, dude, even though the impressions are nowhere profitable or important, right? Like, you can build traffic that's shit for a while and doesn't do anything by doing that. So it's a great way to scam someone. But yeah, if you have, it's like Brad, what you were saying, Craig, goes back to what Brad was saying about like indexing the site that's already making money versus building more sites that are just going to make the same money or compete with each other, right? So you could go out and build more content. That's, at the end of the day, if you're not thinking, and if you're not thinking enough to do what you just said, Craig, you're probably not thinking enough to put the right content out anyways. So you're going to start to fucking eat yourself apart, and you're going to make it even harder for yourself to make money, essentially, while losing more budget by wasting time. And so, yeah, thinking of how to improve what you have is always going to be, most of the time, I'll say, going to be cheaper than continuing to push out other shit. And then you can make real decisions. Like, if you fix up those 6 pages and you realize, well, shit, I really should break this page into multiple pages and expand each topic, it makes more sense than just going and doing a shitty job on those topics where you don't touch on everything you need. So now you look like a piece of shit website in Google's eyes, and you don't make the traffic you need to make and the money you need to make. So yeah, it's a big problem, I think, especially now, like right now with everyone like coming in, like Brad's saying, people have other options. Like, they're pulling people in for like, let's blog. You know, it's let's blog. Now let's content market, or whatever they want to call it.
I feel like we're in wave 2 of the work from home way, because
it's a new wave for sure.
I feel like maybe a little bit in the early 2000s, but not really, because technology really wasn't there. I feel like when it took hold was like 08, 09, and that crash, and people had no other option. They had to make money. Yeah, that's when I started doing web design and shit, because I wasn't making enough money at work, so I wanted more money. So I feel like we did that, but then the social media and all the other shit that I don't really fucking care to mess with or anything. So you had SEOs, paid advertising, all that stuff, just the general online marketing, warrior forum type shit back in 08, 09 really, really picked up. And now it's more the newer ones coming in want to do the social media marketing, crypto, shit like that, like the newer stuff that is out, but it's the same story from, 10, 12 years ago.
Anyway,
Flavia says she does Python, I think. So that's, or he, so
that helps.
Flavia would be a she in my head, because it's an A and not an O. So
Flavia also is another question, and it kind of relates to what we're talking about. How much content is necessary for an e-commerce website?
It really depends on the subject too. Like, how deep into that subject can you go? Are you just selling Garcinia Cambogia? Or are you selling a whole line of weight loss products? That's really gonna.
I was looking at a bunch of old Garcinia Cambogia domains like yesterday or the day before.
I just picked that one because it's like one of the spammier ones that everyone used to want to fucking do.
A lot of work in that space, dude. Like a lot of.
I never got into it.
I did. I was like pre-launch basically. I was lucky, but I've
been doing mass page like 2 or 3 years before I actually did it, I would have been doing all that shit and just pumping out servers full of sites.
Yeah, for sure. I think that a lot of this too comes down to how you're optimizing that content that you have. Like, what's the SERP look like? Where's the brand name need to be? Where's this need to be? How's Google rewriting those titles and shit? And where you're doing that, and just paying specific attention to your market and your SERP.
Well, it's like the hair loss supplement site. Did we ever add new content to their site in the whole 7 months?
No.
Yeah. So all we did was they had a blog page. Did we add the biotin article, or was that already?
We did. We added biotin. We added the biggest.
Yeah, Donald wrote that one, right?
We did. Yeah.
So for example, we re-optimized their entire blog. We did CRO, all that stuff. And we went through it with cognitive. We did all the interlinking, all that stuff. We got that right. We did one fucking biotin for hair loss article, and it blew up. It got like thousands of keywords on that one page. And then like it took their sales from 8,000 a month through Google search to I think 110, 120,000 a month.
Yeah, with the optimization.
Most of that was from biotin from here, but that's the only piece of content that we added because we were working on all the other content and then just dicking off. But yeah, as far as how much content do I need, it depends on how good it is too, I guess. That's what I'm trying to say. Like Craig said.
Yeah, for sure.
Heinrich's got a question about external outbound links. Do you guys leave it as follow or no follow?
I typically am lazy and I just do follow. I just put it in WordPress and go.
I don't ever type no follow myself. If my plugins or something is going to make it no follow because of something, that's when it would happen.
Yeah. I don't worry about doing
it. Hopefully that answers the question, Heinrich, but I think do your
I don't overthink it. Honestly, like I'm not worried about that part of it because it's such a trivial part of it.
It will make such a small impact, to be honest.
But you've got to share juice around. You can't be the fucking guy that holds all the link juice and doesn't fucking share nothing.
And I don't do a ton of external linking, but yeah, it looks unnatural in my opinion. So
yeah,
it does. Yeah, the only time I've done that is like I've made full sections of my website no follow because manually Google penalized and told me I had to. That's the only time I've no followed shit is when I was told to no follow my outbounds on different sites. And other than that, why would I no follow it? The web is about the backlink anyways, so it is what it is. Can a lead gen site without high quality citations like GMB, Apple Maps, Bing Maps, Yellow Pages, etc., outrank a local biz site that has those? I mean, I would say organically that because you're saying no GMB, but GMB, you're not going to outrank them if you don't have
your 3-pack is unless it's a very rare occurrence, is going to be above organic.
Yeah, so you're not going to outrank most of the time you're not going to outrank the organic with that anyways, but you can definitely outrank local shit with a mass page site.
I was going to say, the mass page that I did has no GMB attached to it that I was optimizing, getting indexed. So yes.
Cool. TJ Bowman Jr. For schema, I hear a lot of people like to hard code it onto pages instead of using a plugin. Is that, in that case, you just manually change the date modified field and article schema without when refreshing content? So here's the thing. I have tried the plugins and I've not had a huge amount of success with plugins. I think if I'm going to be adding schema to pages, I have basically got someone to do it manually, adding schema, just because there's always errors in the schema when you use plugins and stuff, or where when I was playing around with it, but I'm not sure if you guys are.
And you can do a lot more with it too. So I have a template that I use. I just plug and play into that template and then copy and paste it on. So
I think my template is a modified template from the one that Angel put together for the Near Me course, dude.
Yeah. Mine we got from Tony, Denmark Tony is the one I use.
I forgot there's that one. I mean, I honestly haven't put fucking manual schema on anything in years, dude.
Yeah, it's been a little bit, but I'll do it for clients and stuff. But for my own stuff, I typically don't.
I won't even do it for clients.
Because I do it for them.
That's right.
Dave Hennessy, good to see you, mate. What are you using to cluster keywords? User COG fans?
Competitive data and SERP data.
Yeah, take a look at the like he said, the competition, throw it into Ahrefs, look at their internal linking.
I don't trust the tool for it. I want a tool for it's good if you're doing the right data, but I'm not going to trust someone that's using an API or making decisions with math.
What about a Surfer, Mike, for clustering?
So Surfer does a good job because they do use competitive data. Like they're scraping internal linking for competitors, which is the process that you want to use, you know? So I guess we do use Surfer data, like the scrape. Like I guess we use the fucking API shit too with people doing the content a little bit, but we're always going back in and tuning it with SERP data and competitive data. So I would say for quickness, I'd use the content planner at Surfer. For clusters, for page groups, I would say. For like the actual keyword cluster on the page, I'm going to use the SERP data, the competitor data, not a tool.
Hopefully that helps you, David, but also look at Keyword Cupid.
Once you pull the data, Keyword Cupid is good about organizing it.
That's
Keyword Cupid doesn't really scrape it for you.
Yeah,
so.
they'll scrape like the optimization and things, but you need to input data, and so like the tool is awesome. It groups extremely well. Leo's done a fucking amazing job with that tool, and I love that tool. And I use that tool a lot of the times, like on day 0, like before launch, is where I have it in my process. If I'm going in and I'm live, then the data is coming out of the competitors directly. And then it can go into something like that for grouping. But I really think clusters as a single page rather than a group of pages personally. So I would use the competitor data for a keyword cluster, a page group. That Keyword Cube is fucking rad.
Keyword insights for clustering from Carol Morley. TJ Bowman talking about content topical clusters are the same as content silo. Or you've answered that one, Mike.
Well, no, they're not. To me, a silo is just a category, like, and it's a structure.
A silo is a way to structure your website. Yeah.
A cluster, like a keyword cluster, is a single page, like base topic or entity. It's like a topical entity. What modifiers make up the page, and then a page group is actually a little bit tighter in my head than a silo. A silo could be something like apples, right? Apples could absolutely be a silo. Now, inside of apples, I might have a primary of pies, right? So apple pie in the silo. But then in the apple pie, I might have clusters for a type of ingredient under there, like potentially depending on how I organize it. So they are not the same in my head. Like it's more modular with a content silo. It's how to like flow page rank to a like topical page rank to a broad group of pages. Whereas a cluster or a group of pages creates topical authority, and a silo does not necessarily create topical authority. To get that whole fucking analysis thing and like that next click type of scoring, you have to have the right stuff together in a tight manner. That's where like the HubSpot content, hub and spoke model comes into play inside of the silo. So that's
Madeline. Anyway. Cheers for the take, but Madeline wants to know: have you noticed more relevance triggered by a category style TLD, like a .plumber domain name for a plumbing business versus a .com? This actually work? Like, I hate these TLDs.
Yeah, I still stick with the top level .com net or org.
Never, if I can't help.
My problem too is like I've had .designs for like web design stuff. You go to put that shit into Facebook, like into your Facebook page. They're like, no, enter a real domain. Bitch, this is a real domain. They're like, no. So I'd have to go grab the .info version of it and then 301 it to the .design, and it's just a pain in the ass. So yeah, I haven't tested them, one, to see which one does better, and two, they're just a pain in the ass to work with, in my opinion.
Right. There's a good question probably had, but there was times where it seemed like certain TLDs had bonuses in like mass page and things like that.
That was short-lived too. Most of the time.
I think it's because they collect data, dude. They'll give a bonus to what the spammers are using and collect the data and see, and then they go and sweep and wipe sites and shit.
They sweep all my cloaking sites. Yeah.
You're welcome, TJ. How would you handle a client's expectation who keeps wanting to know the progress of SEO done to his site on a weekly basis?
How much they pay, David?
Yeah, that's a really good question. Go ahead, Craig.
Tell them to fuck off.
Yeah.
That's a good answer. But really, realistically, I think the management from day one is really important, and letting them know, look, this is our deliverable. And then that way, if that comes in, you're like, yeah, everything is on track and we will have your update on the scheduled day. And if there's someone that's going to keep pushing on that, that's not a client I want.
Yeah. I mean, you realistically, put yourself, David, ask yourself, what can you do on a weekly basis? You might order content one day with this guy's budget, order some links, and they might not be delivered for 2 or 3 weeks. So what does this guy expect you to say?
I always say content is being developed.
Yeah. But how many times can you say that on a weekly basis? So
every time they ask, yeah.
Content's being developed. Okay. Week 2, content's still being developed.
Yeah.
If you lay out a monthly, like what Craig's saying, if you lay out a deliverable and what it takes to make that deliverable, either like a report or what goes into that report, and then just break it up by the weeks, give them that. But if it's a traffic-based deliverable or a revenue-based deliverable, you just fucking automate the shit out of it. Like we've got automation that will automate into Slack with constant updates. Like if a page is updated, it just automatically tells them, like, you can make them blind with communication and get rid of them that way. It's very possible to overload them with information if they're annoying. So just develop it into the campaign at the beginning, I think, is your best bet.
Yeah, and I found setting up deliverables and expectations upfront really help, especially the deliverables part, because the man behind the curtain type shit for SEO doesn't really work that long with clients.
No.
Eventually they want to know what you're doing. I'm producing content and I'm doing outreach for links, and it's
one of the best industries to be fired for doing your job. I mean, honestly, like having clients is a great way to lose money because you've done everything right.
Yeah, I prefer not to.
Nothing really makes it better.
Unless it's special circumstances. And it all comes down to a money thing. If they're paying me 15 to 30 grand a month, I'll meet with them every week, give them a quick update. But otherwise, I mean, even those calls end up me being like, yeah, we're right on track. We're doing this. We're doing this. We're doing this. Any questions? No. Okay, cool. We'll see you next week. And then it's done in 10, 15 minutes. So.
So this is a good question, I think. And I think what is an entity? Like Google basically says it's a singular, unique, well-defined, distinguishable thing, right? So like if it's just a single, well-defined, distinguishable thing, then the way I look at this is an entity is the SERP. Like if I want to rank for a SERP, then I need to hit that page and I need to fit that page into that building block SERP for Google, right? I need them to be able to pull my shit, score it well, and put it on the top of that search, right? And so if I look at what the competitors have done with their website and with their page and see what they talk about and think about this, like, what is Google doing when I get to the page? Or when they get to the page, they're breaking the words down. They're looking at what the fucking topic is. They're trying to establish if you have expertise, authority, and you're trusted. And so that comes down to like, okay, then if they can do that programmatically, then I can do the same thing and then use that to build my page, and which is the entity, the page entity, if you will. So you just take it out of your competitors. Like I'm going to keep saying it, go to your competitor data. And at the event this year, I think we'll be going over some of that as it pertains to how to push out and build the revenue with the Fiverr type sites and the automation and everything for the networks and everything. So I think I'm on with that, but yeah, I mean, it's just data extraction from your competitors is it. Google gives you everything you need. Like, you know that the only way you can rank for Google is by giving them what they want, and they've shown you what they want by ranking your competitors.
Yes.
Yep, exactly, Paul. It's just little shit that then I have to, it takes 20 minutes for me to set up a redirect just to get it into Facebook and shit. And I still don't know if there's benefit there. So.
A much debated topic. Do you guys share the links that you built for a client?
It depends on what type of links. We might share tier 1. We'll definitely share citations. You can build quick tier 1s like all day that are like entity based links and then come behind those, but I don't show them the tier 2. I just mentioned that, there will be a tier 2 behind it. As far as that, that's it. Tier 1. If you're going and doing like guest posts and shit, buying guest posts, I'll show them that. If you're going somewhere and doing a what is it? the infographic and shit. I could show them that, but aside from that, not really. Especially if I'm setting up a network, then they'll think they own your network at that point. You know, well, I paid you for links on this network, so I own that site too. No,
yeah. Don't show them shit. It's a results-driven business. Show them traffic, rankings, conversions, shit like that.
You really want to put a lot of the focus on the content that you're putting out, especially if it's a larger client. If it's a small client, like a local client, then just be ordering citations every month. That's it. I've seen people charging $20,000 a month, and their deliverable literally was like a couple articles, some citations that popped into the index, and a few guest posts. I've seen Weber's reports and shit because they were doing the SEO for a company before we came on. Saw their reports. It's like, I'm sure this is legit outreach, but you got like five links and they were paying you 20 grand. So it's like, it's crazy. But yeah, show them the high end stuff. Don't show them anything else.
David, I don't want to get nerdy with the libraries, but are you using like Doc2Vec? Like, what are you doing, bro? What libraries and shit? Because there's some stuff that I like, but I don't think it's like a conversation on here. But if you have questions or anything or want to like compare notes, let me know.
Yeah.
Can anyone read your notes, Mike?
No. That's why I like to compare them with people.
I remember in school, people would be studying for a test or something. They're like, hey, can I look at your notes? Yeah, sure. Here you go. And they'd look at them. They'd like hand them right back. They're like, never mind. They can't read them.
Yeah.
Madness. Guys, keep the questions coming. We still have time left, so make sure you do put your questions over there. Please do like the video and subscribe to the channel.
Hey, Craig, for your staff and stuff for client work, what are you using for audits and everything? What's your process for audits for your staff? Like, what do they do?
In terms of actually doing audits?
I know you're not.
He just handed him Chris's course, and that's how they do the audits.
Yeah. Dude, that was hot.
Someone actually came in. I was on live with Chris last Wednesday, and a dude I know came in and said, "Does Chris get any good processes for site audits?"
Actually, we do. Here you go.
Yeah. But are you talking about actually me auditing what my staff are doing?
Yeah, like for clients and shit. Like, what tools and shit do you have staff using, or do you, or whatever?
The process for you to actually do audits for the client.
Yeah, to actually do the campaigns.
Yeah, so for me, I'm a massive fan of SiteBulb. I do really like the SEMrush audit tool as well. I think it's fairly aggressive. There's a lot of false positives, but I don't like to just run one tool. I like to have that comparison. So I would normally do SEMrush and SiteBulb. I just think SiteBulb is probably the preferred choice for me.
I would agree there, dude. I think especially for newer SEOs, having the ability to their video explanations are very well thought out, I think, and it just gives people something to latch onto and use to kind of learn. But also the exports are very nice as well for Drive and everything for client-based stuff. If you're pushing that into like a sheet or something for them,
until your Drive is full and you're waiting on an export
for a day. I've been there.
Yeah.
The thing is, with even SEMrush, I think the exports and stuff are quite good as well. Whether that be 404 pages or
I just mean the sheets, like the database that it builds of spreadsheets that can be pulled from. But yeah.
So I think, if you were to give someone a Screaming Frog report, a screenshot or whatever for a client, or even someone new to the industry, I think that can be quite overwhelming. You're just like, what the fuck is all this shit? So I just think visually, SEMrush and SiteBulb.
Ahrefs does a pretty good job too, from a technical perspective. It doesn't.
It looks
it's not
bad.
as. Huh?
It looks bad.
Does it look bad when you export it? I just look at it in the dashboard. Fix what I need to.
I think,
dude,
for staff and customer. I think both for staff and customer, though, that visual element of the audit is really important.
It's hard to beat SEMrush from a visual perspective, I think.
Yeah.
In that.
The hint aspect of Sipel is a product in and of itself. If you just wanted to hustle and sell 5 fucking audits, man. Like seriously, you can sit there and run a Sipel all day for people and sell them to them for freaking a couple $100 and just export all hints and give it to them and say, work on this in priority.
Couple $100. There's guys out there charging $5,000 for that shit.
Oh, I know.
I've done that too, but that requires a walkthrough. Yeah.
Charge them $5,000 and show them how to use the tool. There you go.
But wait a minute. Flexi Heat, Paul Hogden. What's your website address? Paul Hogden is flock.marketing.
Floppy.marketing?
Flock, F-L-O-K.
Flock you.
Flock you, Paul.
It's kind of a flaccid name, but...
They should put it in the chat for him.
Yeah, he's found them. But David Troy has got another question. Do you explain your SEO strategy to your clients? I dislike it personally, as I don't want them nor my competition to know, but sometimes it's hard to avoid explaining to clients if they ask for it. But sometimes it's necessary to explain the SEO strategy to distinguish from the competition. What are your thoughts? Are you comfortable sharing your strategy to clients? I don't see it as being any of their business, to be fair.
Well, I don't mind it, but what I do is I break it down to like the simplest form. So I'm like, okay, I want this to be simple so you can understand it, so I can understand it, so we can implement it quicker. We can get you up and running and get more traffic, more business that much sooner. So I tell them it's an overly simplistic view. And then I'm like, okay, we're going to do content and you can choose from these packages. You're going to get this much content per month. And then behind that is going to come X amount of links. It's going to be a range, or a lot of times we'll do outreach hours and then go from there. So I break it down to like a content and linking campaign essentially. But as far as like, if I get a local client, I'm not going to sit there and explain word for word what I'm going to do. I'm going to say, I'm going to optimize your GMB profile first off, optimize your website. We're going to make sure that the correct keywords are on there, that the title tags, the URLs, everything else, the headings are all optimized per our recommendations. And then we're going to start building your citations, building out your entity, and do all this stuff. And then that's usually enough.
For me, that's a kind of bullshit SEO, not bullshit that you're talking shit.
That's all I do is bullshit SEO. Have you ever seen bullshit SEO.marketing?
No. But
you ever been to my site? Yeah, go to it real quick.
But what you're doing is giving them some shitty bullet points to fuck off and let you do your own shit.
Correct.
You're not.
That's basically what you do anyway, though. You're going to do some form of content, some form of.
But yeah, you're not going to sit there and say, for your GMP, I'm going to order some citations, and I'm going to do this, and I'm going to do that.
I don't say order ever.
Fuck that.
I'm going to build citations.
Yeah.
Staff is going to build citations.
I think what it comes down to is you can break most processes up, especially if you have tools that you're using. You can break it into a manual piece and show them how to do it themselves and make it overwhelming for them and actually make it a benefit. And if you have those documents broken up, it's not hard to hand it to a client and say, here's what we do. And they can easily see there's no way I can do this shit to this volume that they're doing it every month. Like, so it really depends on what kind of client we're talking about. Like, we will hand SOP to a client, but that SOP is not going to be as detailed as the one that goes to someone who's getting trained for staff. And it's not,
it's not going to be cheap either. It's not going to be cheap either. So yeah, if there's a level that we're handing over an SOP for a process, they're paying at least $5 to $10 grand.
And also there's going to be revenue built into that process. When they go buy something for their campaign, they're going to be buying it through me or Brad or somebody else. So that we're making
money. I'll tell them to put a plugin on their site and get some affiliate commission.
Yeah.
Mike's confused. He's frozen.
He's just stunned when you said the word affiliate commission.
He's like that.
There he goes. Yeah.
But I think, I wouldn't be sitting there sharing the exact strategy. The
I
problem
used to, but yeah, I don't anymore. Yeah.
my problem for me is it goes in one ear and out the other. I'm wasting my fucking time training. And you know, if you're doing it in a lower budget, you've not got all the time in the world to explain the whys and hows and the ifs and the buts of all of your strategy.
I'm not spending more time talking to them than I am on their actual SEO campaign.
Do you want a training course? Do you want to learn SEO for yourself, or do you want a fucking service? That's what
I'll sell them a training course too.
Oh,
that's some easy money, $5 to 10 grand. I'll sit down and I'll do the videos and I'll hand them to them, and they can show them to staff, and they'll get login. I'll throw up a ClickFunnels page for them, and once that check clears, you know, upgrade videos.
You'll even go around and wash up their office and stuff if the money's right as well.
If they pay extra, yeah, and I get to wear the maid outfit.
Bro, you wear that in, don't you?
Yeah. Who let you out your cage? Come here. Put your mask on. Hang on. I'll show you what I got, Spencer.
What'd you get him?
You're going to be on YouTube. Is that okay? Hurry
famous,
up.
Spencer. Famous.
Come on. Hurry up. Over in front of the camera. See yourself?
Spider-Man. Is that Spider-Man?
You're crazy. He's got a Spider-Man one. That's Deadpool.
That's Deadpool, isn't it?
Yeah, it didn't come with the swords, though, so we'll have to get that.
I'll get you a real sword, dude. I got a real sword.
Yeah, keep it away.
I told you I was gonna send you.
Okay,
sword.
Sounds good.
I don't mean
my friend's house dressed like that.
That's rad, dude.
I think
Brad no, dude. No, in my house, when we have a hard time reaching stuff, or something's hard, we say it's hard like Brad trying to reach something on the top shelf.
Just cut off trying to reach something on the top shelf, and you're good.
It's hard like Brad.
Yeah.
And David Troy also thought it was Spidey as well.
Yeah, they look similar. Deadpool's way more badass, but
he is.
He's not allowed to watch Deadpool. Because Kelsey's like, she's like, why did we get him a Deadpool costume? That's horrible. And I said, well, he's not going to watch the movie, but he knows who it is, and he can dress up like it. That's how I get him to do his summertime homework. If he finishes a section, I'm like, what do you want? And he's like, Deadpool outfit.
I think you missed the answer.
Yeah.
What? It's in there like maybe 20 minutes ago. So I was thinking that I met a dude over the weekend that would be rad for you to fucking interview sometime, man. He's a guy, he directed a movie, they just released it. And this guy made this movie over like 13 years with 50 grand, bro. And he got Danny Trejo in it. Like there's like people in it that everyone would recognize. It's like spot on 90s, 80s. Bro, he did such a good job of making shit happen that anybody could learn from his story. It was that sick, dude. I'm gonna have to hook you up with dude's contact info because it would be a fucking.
Where's he from?
He's California, Cali. Yeah. He's out in OC. Dude, this movie, bro, like straight up, they filmed like this one scene because I watched the premiere with dude, and like actually it was fucking hilarious. Guy's actually a really good dude, but so they filmed this fucking scene for the movie at 2 a.m. at the park on Catella near Disneyland with like 4 dudes, and they can't hold the green screen. So they asked some like thug ass kids in the park to come hold the green screen, dude. And like this guy, he filmed him in the same spot that they filmed the Afghani village for Iron Man. He got that shit for free. Like just his hustle was so spot on, dude. The way he did it, dude.
It's crazy what you can do when you know how to talk to people.
Yep. Anyway, do you want to see what's really sick? Other than Paul Hogden's joke where he says, "Does everything in Brad's house need to be?"
It does, yeah. That's a tiny.
Yes, it does, dude. That's an Alice in Wonderland room right there.
Yeah, I drink the potion.
I've got better than this though. I've got a guy with me right now.
Oh God!
I just want your comments on this guy's shirt. Look at that shirt.
Matches my underwear. I like it.
I'd wear that shirt,
dude. So we were in Barcelona at Affiliate World, and he went out to the Burberry shop and bought this. Like he's saying, I've bought this Burberry outfit. So he's got the matching shorts, he's got the matching flip flops and everything. And he's like, look at this shit. And I'm like, dude, you've got that from some Chinese.
You should. It looks like the shit I wore in Vegas, bro.
And no,
You still have that red shirt?
I think somewhere, dude.
Dude, he pulled out the receipt. He spent the best part of $2,000 on the flip-flops, the shorts, and the top.
Never spent $2,000 on an outfit.
The amount of people that were stopping him, like, dude, can I get a picture with you? Because he wore that shit.
That's awesome.
Was insane. But I just thought I'd share that with the audience.
So that's like driving up in a car, dude. Like, depending on what you drive up in, when you do certain things and certain shit, it does make a difference, man.
So you would actually wear this just for anyone to see? You would wear a shirt like that?
Mike would wear that, yeah. If his wife tells him to, he'll wear it.
I'll wear anything.
Yeah. Hey, before we leave, Craig, who you got this weekend? Joshua or Usyk?
Do you know that's really hard? I think Usyk will win.
I think he'll take it again.
You think Joshua will win?
No. I think Usyk will take it again.
Yeah. Jordan, it's a Stifler shirt.
Yeah, that is definitely a Stifler shirt.
He's always my favorite character on American Pie.
Stifler,
He's a hot dog real bad.
Yes. I think that's the same chick, but I think is that from Legally Blonde? It's Stifler's mom.
Yeah, she's in a bunch of shit.
She's in Legally Blonde. Yeah, she played pretty much the same character. But I think
Hey, Brad.
Hot Dog Real Bad is from Legally Blonde. Yeah.
You're coming over, right?
Oh, Jesus Christ.
You're going to need one of the long gloves.
Yeah, I know. I
know. Before we go, any reliable GMB service today?
Dude on Messenger sent me a message saying, "Dear sirs, do you want review?"
Was this the other SEO Mike?
Yeah, and then I said, I didn't say anything. He said, "Sirs, do not respond to me. I negative your website." I love that.
I hope they negative my Facebook page.
I had a death threat once for not buying someone's product. That was fucking mad.
You probably had a few of those.
Yeah.
But
yeah, what reliable service for what part of it?
Jordan's official My GMB optimizer.
That's disgusting.
He just saw your glove comment, I think.
Yeah.
What are we talking about? The shirt?
The shirt or the gloves?
Optimizer.
Yeah. Optimizing your GMB is disgusting.
Or
yeah. I mean, optimize your GMB, Brad.
It's harder to find a reliable
boyfriend.
That too. GMB service that like you can actually get the GMBs.
He wants the addresses. Who the fuck do we know that can get you addresses?
You're gonna have to dig.
You can.
I don't recommend anyone for that anymore because as soon as I do, they'll fuck a bunch of people. So doing the actual GMB optimization on it isn't as risky, but actually getting them is it's tougher depending on what's working.
Is there anyone out there that's doing IMDb reviews?
Can anyone get me a wiki page?
I don't want to go to Fiverr and try a couple. So if someone's in the audience doing IMDb reviews, go to my and threaten me so I can reach out to you.
Do virtual addresses still work as well as they used to?
No.
That's like that manual phone call shit.
Just rent an office space.
Jordan has someone. Reach out to Jordan.
But bring a glove.
Anyway.
I'll be there.
Before Paul Hogden negatives your IMDb.
You're the only one with an IMDb. DB, BD.
We are out of time, guys.
We're over.
I'm going to send reviews to your shit, Craig.
What was that?
I'm going to go send negative your website.
To your episodes, dude. I'm going to talk about how awesome you are.
Good man. But also talking about awesome, that link under BRAD, NFG.
Let me show you something. No, phone broken. I can't. Screen broke. Everything fell apart, dude. It's done, dude. I'm going to go eat a bullet.
NFG2022.com for anyone who wants to go to the event.
Hybrid workshop.
Is there space left?
I hope so.
We hope so. Go there, buy your ticket now, if you want to get there. So
We'll squeeze them in.
NFG 2022. But on that note, guys, we are off ski. We'll catch you at the same time next week. Catch you at the same time tomorrow with Chris Palmer. But on that note, also check ODYS. See you later, guys.
Later.